Recording.
All right, welcome everyone. I'd like to call the Monday, November 7th meeting of the Police and Fire Commission to order. We will begin with roll call. Let the record show Commissioner Vice President Will Roloff, Commissioner Dorff, Commissioner Cobb, Commissioner Laux, and Commissioner Goldhahn are all present. You should have received your agenda in the mail from Haley, so if there aren't any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Dorff. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Will Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. First item on the agenda is the approval of a multitude of meeting minutes from past meetings. So within your packet were the minutes from the regular meeting of September 8th and the special meetings of September 27th, September 29th, October 10th, and October 11th. Is there anything in any of those minutes that you would like to pull out and discuss or have a question on? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve all of those.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Boyle Roloff, seconded by Commissioner Cobb. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? Minutes have been approved. Informational report. I'll just share that it looks like the commission may have a hearing that we'll need to schedule sometime probably the end of this month or next month. An individual has filed a complaint against a police officer, and they've properly filed the complaint. And so I will be meeting with the individual and the commission's attorney. So the city provides an attorney for the commission for these things, independent of the city. He and I will be meeting with that individual on Wednesday, and also a representative of the police department to do a pre-hearing conference. So that's when we set up the rules of the hearing and talk about witnesses and timing and things like that. And so if that proceeds, then we will schedule a public hearing on the matter in order to judge that. And prior to that meeting, I know that Marion's been through some of these before. I think the rest of you have been in these as commissioners. They're very much like an arbitration if you have experience in that. But we'll go through detailed training ahead of time so you'll know what to expect as part of that process. So more to come on that as we get closer to those dates. And so that is my only piece of information to share. Next agenda item is item F, consideration of possible action on the following communications, the budget status report and the budget spreadsheet. And then sub C, consideration of possible action on a request to approve our monthly bills. And we have a citizen who has requested to address the commission on this matter. Anthony Robniak, am I pronouncing that right?
Exactly.
Goes by Tony. So if you want to come up and have a seat at the table and let us know what's on your mind.
Sounds good. So, good afternoon, Green Bay leadership. My name is Anthony Robniak. I'm currently on a path towards a career in healthcare. As a former United States sailor, I want to first acknowledge all of you for stepping up to civil service. I recognize that you are responsible for some of Green Bay's bloodiest but most necessary work. I want to speak briefly on the work of the behavioral health staff at the Green Bay Police Department. I've spent a few hours shadowing the office, and I would like to tell you of the professionalism and effectiveness of the police officers and clinicians who work there. Unfortunately, I cannot provide any data to back my claim. Indeed, it's difficult to quantify prevented morbidity and mortality in regards to mental health. But please believe me when I say they regularly talk down dangerous ideation before it progresses to action. How many times have each of us here healed ourselves by venting our concerns or airing our frustrations to a loved one? I challenge you to imagine a world of isolation. Imagine, for whatever reason, disability, age, unfortunate tragedy, that the folks you love and depend on for support suddenly vanish. Who do you trust? With whom do you confide in with the agony and anger that arises throughout the day? There are people in this community living under those lonely circumstances. Those folks are best reached with diplomacy. If I'm not mistaken, at this moment, there's a single behavioral health clinician working with 2 behavioral health officers at the Green Bay Police Department, and they provide the boots on the ground, day-to-day diplomacy to the folks in dire straits. I recall a mantra I learned in the Navy: always use the least amount of force necessary. Indeed, I came to this very meeting unarmed because I believe all of you are ultimately unarmed citizens with no intent to harm. As you review the bills, I would like to argue the more we prioritize behavioral health services in any form, the more we can extend the same courtesy to the people of Green Bay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Have you shared your experience with the police department, a positive experience?
Yes, we just kind of talked in person.
Okay, so they do have that information, and the officers that you're involved with?
Yes, sir.
Because that's, I always love to hear those kinds of comments, and thank you for sharing that with us as well.
Yeah.
Were you able to speak directly with Chief Davis?
I do not believe so. I just chatted with the two behavioral health officers and the clinician.
You might want to reach out to Laura Weary, who is the Chief Secretary,
Yeah.
and he's very open, and ask him for 15 minutes of his time. He would probably love to hear that letter.
Oh, yeah.
And he could probably give you the mission of the, his vision of the mental health officers going forward under his leadership.
Good. All right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You probably wouldn't limit you to 15 minutes either.
No.
Okay.
It was Leary?
Laura Weary?
Laura Weary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know her email address offhand? We can just give it to him to eliminate the...
Yeah, I can hide that down here.
Or WPA.
Sorry, I didn't bring a notepad
Oh.
with me.
No problem. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, within your packet, you would have received the budget status report and the expenditures to date. We've got, I think, just under $3,000 for the advertisements for the police chief role, and then other advertising and spending relative to recruiting. Are there any questions on any of those? If not, I'll entertain a motion to receive those and place on file.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Boyle-Willow,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dorff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, we'll vote those documents and place those on file. And the next item is consideration of possible action on a request to approve the monthly bills. Those bills were in your packet. Also, all dealing with hiring, background items. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve payment.
Move to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Dorff. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lopes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, we'll pay the bills. And the last item on the agenda is convening on the above date for the purpose of holding interviews for fire chief candidates. The commission may convene in closed session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F Wisconsin statutes to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. The commission may thereafter reconvene in open session pursuant to sections 19.5, paragraph 2, Wisconsin statutes to report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Moved.
Motion by Commissioner Boyle-Willow, seconded by Commissioner Cobb. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Any opposed or abstained? All right, we are in closed session.
Recording stopped. Progress.
All right, we are back in open session. While in closed session, we interviewed one of the finalists for the fire chief candidate, and we will interview the second candidate later in the week. That completes our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So motion.
Moved by Commissioner Dorff,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Lopes. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned.
Recording stopped.